Kit Kat is a chocolate-covered wafer biscuit bar confection that was created by Rowntree's of York, England, and is now produced globally by Nestlé, copyright with the exception of the United States where it is made under license by the Hershey Company. Each bar consists of fingers composed of 3 layers of wafer, covered in an outer layer of chocolate. Each finger can be snapped from the bar separately. Bars typically have 2 or 4 fingers, although the larger Kit Kat chunky bars are a single solid block marked into 3 sections. History: use of the name Kit Kat, or Kit Kat for a type of food goes back to the 18th century, when mutton pies known as a Kit Kat were served at meetings of the political Kit Kat Club in London. The origins of what is now known as the Kit Kat brand go back to 1911, when Rowntree's, a confectionery company based in York in the United Kingdom, trademarked the terms Kit Kat and Kit Kat. Although the terms were not immediately used, the first conception of a Kit Kat appeared in the 1920s, when Rowntree launched a brand of boxed chocolates entitled Kit Kat. This continued into the 1930s, when Rowntree's shifted focus and production onto its Black Magic and Dairy Box brands. With the promotion of alternative products, the Kit Kat brand decreased and was eventually discontinued. The original 4-finger bar was developed after a worker at Rowntree's York factory put a suggestion in a recommendation box for a snack that a man could take to work in his pack. The bar launched on August 29, 1935, under the title of Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp, and was sold in London and throughout southern England. The product's official title of Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp was renamed Kit Kat Chocolate Crisp in 1937, the same year that Kit Kat began to incorporate break into its recognizable advertising strategy. The color scheme and first flavor variation to the brand came in 1942, owing to World War II, when food shortages prompted an alteration in the recipe. The flavor of Kit Kat was changed to dark. The packaging abandoned its Chocolate Crisp title, and was adorned in blue. After the war the title was altered to Kit Kat, and resumed its original milk recipe and red packaging. Following on from its success in the United Kingdom, in the 1940s Kit Kat was exported to Canada, South Africa, Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. In 1958, Donald Gillis, the executive at JWT Holland, created the iconic advertising line "Have a break, have a Kit Kat." The brand further expanded in the 1970s when Rowntree created a new distribution factory in Germany to meet European demand, and established agreements to distribute the brand in the USA and Japan through the Hershey and Fujia companies, respectively. In June 1988 Nestlé copyright acquired Kit Kat through the purchase of Rowntree's. This gave Nestlé copyright global control over the brand, except in the US, and production and distribution increased with new facilities in Japan and additional manufacturing operations set up in Malaysia, India and China. The Hershey Company has a license to produce Kit Kat bars in the United States which dates from 1970, when Hershey executed a licensing agreement with Rowntree. Nestlé Copyright, which has a substantial presence in the US, had to honor the licensing agreement when it bought Rowntree in 1988, which allowed Hershey to retain the Kit Kat license so long as Hershey was not sold. As Kit Kat was one of Hershey's top 5 brands in the US market, the Kit Kat license was a key factor in Hershey's failed attempt to attract a serious buyer in 2002. Variants in the traditional chocolate bar first appeared in 1996 when Kit Kat Orange, the first flavor variant, was introduced in the United Kingdom. Its success was followed by several varieties including mint and caramel, and in 1999 Kit Kat Chunky was launched and received favorably by international consumers. Variations on the traditional Kit Kat have continued to develop throughout the 2000s. In 2000 Nestlé copyright acquired Fujia Euro unregistered trademark S share of the brand in Japan, and also expanded its marketplace in Japan, Russia, Turkey, and Venezuela, in addition to markets in Eastern and Central Europe. Throughout the decade Kit Kat has introduced dozens of flavors and line extensions within specific consumer markets, and celebrated its 75th anniversary on October 10, 2009. The traditional bar has 4 fingers which each measure approximately 1 cm by 9 cm. A 2-finger bar was launched in the 1930s, and has remained the company's best-selling biscuit brand ever since. The 1999 Kit Kat Chunky has one large finger approximately 2.5 centimeters wide. Kit Kat bars contain varying numbers of fingers depending on the market, ranging from the half-finger-sized Kit Kat Petty in Japan, to the three-fingered variants in Arabia, to the 12-finger family-size bars in Australia and France. Kit Kat bars are sold individually and in bags, boxes and multi-packs. In Ireland, the UK and America Nestlé copyright also produces a Kit Kat ice cream, and in Australia and Malaysia, Kit Kat drumsticks. In 2010 a new £5 million manufacturing line was opened by Nestlé Copyright in York. This will produce more than 1 billion Kit Kat bars each year. Global confection, Kit Kat bars are produced in 15 countries by Nestlé Copyright Brazil, UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Germany, Russia, Japan, China, Malaysia, India, Turkey, United Arab Emirates, and Bulgaria. Kit Kat bars in the United States are produced under license by the Hershey Company, a Nestlé copyright competitor, due to a prior licensing agreement with Rowntree. The year 2003 was a turning point for the Kit Kat bar as well as the confectionery industry in general. The popularity of low-carb diets and the push to healthier eating stifled sales growth in many parts of the world. In addition, fierce competition from Cadbury's newly formed dairy milk super brand also contributed to sales of the Kit Kat decreasing considerably in its home market of the UK, and threatened to depose it from its #1 position. The solution adopted by Nestlé Copyright and others was to increase dramatically the number of new and unique variations of their confections and market them as limited or special editions, whereby they would usually only be available for a few months at a time so as not to impact the sales of their permanent edition counterparts. The strategy initially reversed the decline of the Kit Kat and has been adopted worldwide by Nestlé Copyright, Hershey, Mars and others with similar success. This has resulted in many new flavors and varieties of the Kit Kat and other confections appearing globally since then. While some flavors have been hits, many have flopped, alienating some consumers in the process, causing Nestlé Copyright to scale back on new releases. In late 2005, Chris White, the managing director of Nestlé Copyright Rowntree, abruptly left his job amid controversy that his marketing strategies may in fact have had a negative impact on Kit Kat and confection sales in the long term. Also, in September 2006 Nestlé Copyright announced they were eliminating 25% of their workforce in York and moving production of Smarties to Germany. One of the reasons given for the cuts and moves was so the York factory could be modernized for Kit Kat production to continue. As dark chocolate has seen increased demand and favor worldwide because of its purported health benefits, September 2006 saw the launch of the four-finger Kit Kat Fine Dark in the UK as a permanent edition, as well as new packaging for the entire brand. Hershey had sold the four-finger Kit Kat Dark in the US several years previously as a limited edition, and has begun doing so again. Nestlé Copyright now manufactures two-finger Kit Kats with natural flavorings, and for the first time, Kit Kats in this format are suitable for vegetarians. It is not known at this date whether or not other varieties will follow suit. Design. When first introduced, the original Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp bar had a red wrapper, which briefly became blue between 1945 and 1947. As a result of milk shortages after the end of World War II, the milk chocolate coating was suspended and a dark chocolate was used instead during that period. Since its introduction in the 1970s, the Hershey's Kit Kat packaging and advertising in the United States differed from the branding used in every other country where it was sold. In 2002, Hershey Kit Kats adopted the slanted ellipse logo used worldwide by Nestlé Copyright, though the ellipse was red and the text white. The US version of Kit Kat Chunky is known as Big Cat. In the United Kingdom, the product has traditionally been wrapped in silver foil and an outer paper band. In 2001, Flow Wrap plastic was substituted as the confectionery's packaging. In Norway, a similar product is manufactured by Kraft Foods and sold as Kvikk Lunsj. Kvikk Lunsj XXL is similar to a Kit Kat Chunky. Marketing and promotion. After launching in the 1930s, Rowntree's Chocolate Crisp was originally advertised as the biggest little meal, and the best companion to a cup of tea. During World War II, Kit Kat was depicted as a valuable wartime foodstuff, with the slogan, "What active people need." Kitty the cat arrived in the late 1940s to emphasize the rich full cream milk qualities of the bar and, thanks to contemporary improvements in production methods, also highlighted the new and improved snap by responding to a biscuit being broken off screen. The first Kit Kat poster appeared in 1951, and the first color TV advertisement appeared in 1969. Since 1958, the slogan for the Kit Kat in the UK and elsewhere has been "Have a break. Have a Kit Kat." However, in 1995, Nestlé copyright sought to trademark the "Have a break" portion. After a 10-year legal battle, which was contested by rival Mars, the European Court of Justice ruled on July 7, 2005 to send the case back to the British courts. The United States also used the short-lived slogan, "Taste so good, you're raw," in the early 1980s. The TV commercial most known from this slogan involves a young man biting into one of the Kit Kat bars in a grocery store, and roaring like a lion so loudly the whole store shakes violently, knocking items from the shelves. Another short-lived U.S. slogan was "That's What You Want," whose television adverts showed people pulling unlikely foodstuffs from their pockets or purses, before rejecting them in favor of a Kit Kat. The classic American version of the "Gimme a Break" Kit Kat jingle was written by Ken Shuldman and Michael A. Levine for the DDB advertising agency. Versions of the original have been covered by Carrie Underwood, Sean Colvin, and many studio singers, as well as people who have appeared on camera in the commercials. The jingle was cited in a study by University of Cincinnati researcher James A. Kellaris as one of the top 10 earworms bits of melody that become stuck in your head. Another version of the advertising jingle "Gimme a Break" created for Kit Kat Factory commercial in the U.S. was an original recording by Andrew W.K. W.K. was hired to write a new musical version for their "Gimme a Break" slogan. Variations on the Andrew W.K. advertisement included executive dance routines in corporate offices, and a network newsroom. However, the classic song has also been used again since the newer version first aired in 2004. A 1987 United Kingdom advertisement for Kit Kat, in which a giant panda in a zoo takes a break, came in 30th in Channel 4's 100 Greatest Adverts poll in 2000. In 2004, Nestlé Copyright UK changed the slogan to "Make the most of your break." The new slogan was not embraced and Nestlé Copyright Rowntree quickly returned to the original slogan. In late 2004 through to the end of 2006, Nestlé Copyright Rowntree sponsored the English football club York City FC. As a result, the club's home ground, Bootham Crescent, was renamed to Kit Kat Crescent. In an 2012 advertising campaign in the UK and Ireland, several new flavours of chunky Kit Kat were marketed, with consumers being asked to vote for their favourite. Selecting from white chocolate, double chocolate, peanut butter, and orange, peanut butter was the winner by having 47% of votes. A similar campaign has been occurring in 2013 with mint, coconut, hazelnut and chocolate fudge. Association with Android. In September 2013 it was announced that version 4.4 of Google's Android mobile operating system would be named Kit Kat. Google is licensing the name from Nestlé Copyright, with no money changing hands. A promotion ran in numerous countries with specially branded Android Kit Kat bars to win Nexus 7 devices and Google Play Store credit. Fairtrade. In December 2009, it was announced that the four-finger variety of Kit Kat would use Fairtrade chocolate from January 2010. It has also been announced that the Fairtrade Kit Kat promotion will be extended to the finger edition as of January 2010. Golden Ticket Draw. During the first 3 weeks of Big Brother Series 7, Channel 4 conducted a promotion in conjunction with Nestlé Copyright to distribute 100 golden tickets randomly throughout Kit Kats, in a style reminiscent of the story Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Members of the public finding these tickets were permitted to use them to give themselves a chance to become a Big Brother housemate and bypass the standard auditions process. Golden ticket holders were invited to a television show where one of them, Susie Varico, was chosen to enter the house by Aislinn Horgan-Wallis, picking a ball out of a machine at random. This contest caused some controversy, with the Advertising Standards Authorities saying that the terms and conditions of the draw should have been made clearer in related advertisements, and that an independent adjudicator should have been present before and during the draw. Varieties. Flavors. Many varieties of Kit Kat have existed either permanently or as limited editions, such as those sold to commemorate festivals such as St. Valentine's Day. In Japan, Nestlé Copyright has introduced over 200 different flavors since 2000, including ginger ale, soy sauce, crème brûlée, green tea, and banana. The flavors are designed to appeal to younger buyers, and are often bought as good luck gifts as the brand name echoes the Japanese phrase Oi Kito Katsu Euro, roughly translating as Euro Oejali win Euro. The Kit Kat Orange was the first flavor variant to be introduced in the United Kingdom, in 1996 and 1998 in Ireland. It was followed in 1997 by the Kit Kat Dark and Kit Kat Mint. All three were available as permanent editions of the two-finger multi-pack in the United Kingdom, along with the Kit Kat Original, the Kit Kat White, and from 2012 the Kit Kat Cookies and Cream. A wide variety of promotional items exist, ranging from traditional merchandise to less common items such as coats for small dogs. Recently in Japan, Kit Kats have come packaged with CD singles, and a special limited edition double pack of Kit Kat Crispy Monogatari came bundled with a mini-book featuring 6 short stories, one of which was written by Koji Suzuki, author of the Ring Cycle series. In Japan, Kit Kats are also available in jars that are dispensed from vending machines. Forms. The standard Kit Kat finger bars can come in a variety of presentations and nutritional values. The bars can come in a miniature form of 2-finger mini bars, or a larger standard 4, or in some cases, 3-fingered bars. The standard size has been upgraded in several cases up to a king-size bar, which can include up to 5 or 8 fingers. Large single-fingered chunky Kit Kats were launched in the United Kingdom in 1998, and have been sold in a variety of flavors. Other forms and shapes include Chocnogo individually wrapped fingers from France, a 12-finger family block which is available in New Zealand, in Australia, round bite-sized pop choc pieces, square cubes, praline-filled senses, a yogurt with Kit Kat pieces, and a Kit Kat ice cream cone. In the 1980s, a Kit Kat with 5 shorter fingers was sold in vending machines in the UK. The Japanese Bake-N Tasty Mini Kit Kat's custard pudding flavor was launched in 2014. The bar must be baked in an oven before consumption, and the surface sugar caramelizes in the process. Boycott. In March 2010, Kit Kat was targeted for a boycott by Greenpeace for using palm oil, which the environmental organization claimed resulted in destruction of forest habitats for orangutans in Indonesia. A YouTube video by Greenpeace went viral and Nestlé Copyright announced a partnership with the Forest Trust to establish responsible sourcing guidelines, and ensure that its products did not have a deforestation footprint. They aimed to achieve a fully sustainable method of palm oil harvesting by 2015. Ingredients: original Kit Kat ingredients unless otherwise stated, listed by decreasing weight: milk chocolate, wheat flour, sugar, modified palm oil, cocoa, sodium bicarbonate, soy lecithin, yeast, natural flavor, Europe, milk chocolate, butter fat, flavoring, wheat flour, sugar, vegetable fat, cocoa mass, yeast, raising agent, salt, emulsifier, flavorings. In 2006, the UK 4-finger Kit Kat contained 233 dietary calories. In 2009, the 2-finger Kit Kat contained 107 calories. In 2013, the UK Kit Kat Chunky contains 247 calories. United States, Hershey's Kit Kat Crisp wafers and chocolate, 1 ounce sugar, wheat flour, cocoa butter, non-fat milk, chocolate, refined palm kernel oil, lactose, milk fat, contains 2% or less of, soy lecithin, PGPR, yeast, artificial flavor, salt, and sodium bicarbonate. Canada, milk chocolate, wheat flour, sugar, modified palm oil, unsweetened chocolate or cocoa powder, sodium bicarbonate, soy lecithin, artificial flavor. May contain salt and yeast. Kit Kat Creamier chocolate, dark form, dark chocolate, wheat flour, sugar, modified palm oil, unsweetened chocolate or cocoa powder, sodium bicarbonate, soy lecithin, artificial flavor. May contain salt and/or yeast. Asia. Nestlé Copyright has factories in various locations in China, to supply to China and Hong Kong. During the 2008 Chinese milk scandal, where melamine was found to have tainted some milk suppliers in China, importers in Hong Kong chose to import bars manufactured in the United Kingdom. References. External links: Nestlé Copyright Kit Kat, The Hershey Company, Kit Kat.